Hello, my name is Glory. I'm a fashion designer, I'm a pattern drafter, and I'm also a tutor. Today, I want to share with you why I chose fashion designing. Okay, so way back, every Christmas, my parents used to share fabrics for us. They would give us the same fabric to go and make clothes, whatever style we liked. So every December, I always used to cry every December because the tailor that makes our clothes, he never gets my style. He never does. He gets the style of my eldest sister, my immediate elder sister, but me, never. My styles weren't too difficult, but I don't know what used to happen to him. Maybe the rush, maybe he got too busy, but there was just always a mix up. Either he gives me somebody else's style, or he doesn't get the complete thing I want, or he doesn't get my measurements right. It was always so frustrating. I was always amending my clothes. While everybody was smiling, I'll be there frowning, upset and not wanting to wear the dress for Christmas. So the last straw that broke the camel's back, I gave him a very simple style. I thought it was simple, so I gave him the style to make. And by the time I went to pick up my dress, I couldn't believe what I saw. It was totally different from what I wanted. He got the top right, but the skirt was nothing like what I imagined or what I asked him to do. I was so upset. I was so upset that I refused to wear. I didn't even wear the cloth for Christmas. I had to give him to him to fix, and because he was too busy, he didn't make it till the next year. So I had to wear something else for Christmas, and I started thinking, what do I do to correct this? But the guy was really good. He was really good. His name was Emenike. I remember his name very clearly. He was really very good. I think he was about the best around my area at that time, so he used to have a lot of clients and a lot of jobs, and his problem was that he couldn't say no, so he just kept taking, even if he knew he wasn't going to meet up with the deadline. So I sat down and I started thinking, what do I do? What do I do about this? Do I look for another tailor, or and a friend just suggested to me, why not start making your own clothes, since this guy doesn't get your styles and you understand what you want, and you be the best person to interpret it the way you like. There will be no issues of he didn't get my style or it doesn't fit. And I said, oh wow, beautiful idea. Okay, so I'd learn. So I told my parents about it, and they laughed at me. They laughed at me because they paid for my eldest sister to learn how to make clothes, but she went there and she wasn't interested, so she didn't really get much from it. So after the training, she just dumped it. She didn't use it. So my mom said, okay, maybe my other sister would be interested, and they forced her to enroll. And she did it for a couple of months, I think, or maybe a year, and then she got tired and she just stopped going. She wasn't interested, and my mom just gave up. That okay, so since the other two girls didn't learn, she just gave up. So when I told her I wanted to learn, she laughed at me. She really laughed and said that I wasn't serious. That out of all her girls, if there was anybody that would learn, it wouldn't be me, because she felt I wasn't patient enough, and that she also felt that I was going to go and give the madam trouble, because I wouldn't listen to instructions. I wouldn't let me not say the bad sides of me. So anyways, she said I shouldn't bother. I should go to school or look for something else to learn, but not fashion designing. So I said okay. I told my father, and my father agreed to, and said it's not something that he thinks I would learn. So I kept wondering, why would they think so? So I said, okay, since you people wouldn't pay for my classes, I would go and get a job and probably pay my fee. So I started working, and when I got my pay, I told my mom that I would love to learn now, so she should help me look for somewhere around. I was I think 17 or 17 years then, 17 years old. So I told my mom to help me get somewhere where I could learn, and she looked for somewhere, and she found a lady in her church who agreed to take me for a couple of months. So no, she agreed to take me for a year. Yes, she agreed to teach me for a year. So they agreed the price, and she came and told me, this is the price, so how are you paying? So I told her, I don't have all the money, please help me tell her I'll pay instrumentally, and she agreed. So because of my job, I couldn't do full time, so I was a part-time learner. I'd go to work either in the morning and then come learn in the evening, or I'd go to work in the go to learn in the morning and then go to work in the evening, depending on where my shift falls. So I enrolled for a year, but I told her that I'll learn in 6 months, and then I'll use the remaining 6 months to serve her. And they laughed at me that it's not possible. Usually people learn for so and so amount of years. Okay, so to cut the long story short, in 6 months I had finished learning what she was going to teach me, and then I used the remaining 6 months, I think 4 months thereabouts, to serve her until she moved out of the area. And then when I was done, they were really surprised, because even before I was done, I started making clothes that my sister used to steal and go to school. If she's watching, okay, so she used to steal my clothes and go to school. My clothes were really nice and they suited me, and I got the styles that I wanted. I was able to interpret the styles I wanted. I was able to dream up styles and then make them to my own taste, and then people saw what I made and liked it, and I started getting jobs from there. So that's how I ventured into the fashion business, thinking that it was just maybe a fix to a problem that I had. But here I am today, still on it. How many years after, I'm still, in the business. I am now a teacher myself. Every time I see a student walking that looks like me, or looks like what I was back then, back then when I wanted to learn, it just reminds me of me. It softens, it opens up that soft spot, in me, and it's just fun, looking back at when I started and where I am now. It's so much fun. Who would have thought that the person they thought would not would not make it in the business is still in the business today? So I want to encourage somebody out there who thinks that oh, this is not for me, why not try first? Try. There's no harm in trying. If you try it and you don't like it, then you can quit, but don't quit without trying. All right, so till we see you next time, bye.